When we picture America, we often think of big cities, beautiful suburbs, endless highways, and glittering skylines that reach for the clouds. We see America on TV as the land of opportunity, a place where dreams come true and anyone can make it if they just work hard enough. But hidden behind that bright image is a dark truth we can't keep ignoring. The reality that thousands and thousands of people have no place to call home. They sleep in tents, cars, under bridges, and in makeshift shelters. They live in the shadows of cities that promise hope but deliver harsh reality. Walk through downtown Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, New York, or even smaller cities, and you'll see the same thing. Rows of tents lined up on sidewalks, in parks, by freeway overpasses, or near abandoned lots. These are not camping trips or adventurous getaways. These are desperate attempts by people to create some sort of shelter from the rain, cold, or burning sun. This is the new face of homelessness in America. Tent cities that grow bigger every year as more people slip through the cracks. The people living in these tents come from all kinds of backgrounds. Some once had steady jobs and warm houses. Some served in the military. Some are seniors who worked their whole lives but can't afford rent on a fixed income. Some are young people who aged out of foster care with nowhere to go. Others struggle with addiction or untreated mental illness, but they all share one thing. They've ended up without a home, without the safety of four walls and a door to lock at night. For most of us, the idea of living in a tent on a city street might sound impossible to imagine. How do you stay warm? How do you eat? How do you stay safe? But for people in these camps, survival becomes a daily routine. Some tents are patched together with tarps, cardboard, or scraps of wood. Some people build little communities, tiny villages where neighbors watch out for each other because they know the police or city workers won't. But life in a tent city is far from safe or easy. There is no running water, no bathrooms, no trash collection. People go to the bathroom wherever they can, in buckets, behind bushes, or sometimes right there on the street because there is simply no other choice. The smell of human waste mixes with garbage that piles up because no one comes to pick it up. This isn't because people living in tents are lazy or dirty. It's because they have nowhere to put their trash and no toilets to use. These conditions lead to diseases that we thought were gone in a modern country like America. Hepatitis A outbreaks, typhus, lice infestations, all things that spread easily when people can't wash their hands or shower regularly. Some cities have tried putting portable toilets near camps, but they often get vandalized or removed because neighbors complain. It's a cycle that never seems to end. And it's not just about health. Living in a tent city means living with constant fear. Theft and violence are common. Imagine trying to sleep at night when you have to worry about someone stealing the little you have left, or worse. Many women in these camps face sexual assault and harassment. Some people arm themselves with sticks or knives just to feel a little safer. Others form small groups to look out for each other. Yet, despite the dangers, many choose to live in tents rather than crowded shelters. Some shelters have strict rules, curfews, or separate families. Some don't allow pets, and for someone living on the street, a dog might be their only family. Others fear shelters because they've been robbed or attacked there before. So, the tents stay up. Rows and rows of them. Each one a fragile bubble between a person and the harsh world outside. Why does this crisis keep growing? Part of it is simple math. Rents have gone up faster than wages for years. In cities like San Francisco or New York, the cost of a small apartment can take up nearly all of a minimum wage paycheck, if you can even find an apartment. For people who live paycheck to paycheck, One bad break, an illness, a job loss, a sudden rent hike, can mean losing everything. Once someone falls into homelessness, climbing out is harder than it sounds. Finding a job when you don't have a clean place to sleep or shower is nearly impossible. Employers want an address and a phone number. Luxuries when you live in a tent. Many people lose their IDs when they lose their homes, which makes applying for benefits, jobs, or housing almost impossible. It's a trap that keeps people stuck in survival mode. Cities struggle to find answers. Some try building more shelters, others offer hotel rooms or tiny homes. Some pass laws making it illegal to camp on sidewalks, pushing people to move from block to block without really solving the problem. Sweeps, when police or city workers clear out camps, happen regularly. They throw away tents, blankets, and belongings. For people who own almost nothing, losing what little they have can be devastating. And more often than not, they just move a few streets over and start again. The sight of people living in tents makes some residents angry. They complain about trash, crime, or simply don't want to see it. Some blame people living on the streets, saying they're lazy or don't want help. But talk to someone who lives in a tent, and you'll hear a different story. Stories of lost jobs, medical bills, abusive relationships, or just plain bad luck. Stories of people who tried asking for help, but found waiting lists that stretch for years. There's no single reason someone ends up homeless, but there is one big reason why they stay homeless: not enough affordable housing. Many cities don't have enough low-cost apartments, and the ones they do have are often snapped up quickly. Even when housing programs exist, there's never enough money to help everyone. And while local governments argue about budgets, the tents keep popping up. Some people see the tent cities and say, why don't they just go somewhere else? But where can they go? Many cities ban camping in certain areas, but if every block has a ban, people just end up moving around like ghosts no one wants to see. Some cities even hand out bus tickets to send homeless people somewhere else. But the problem doesn't disappear. It just moves to another town that faces the same lack of resources. Behind every tent is a person, someone's son, daughter, mother, father, brother, or sister. They are people who once had dreams, who once believed they would live the American dream. But now they line up at soup kitchens, wait for showers at shelters, or simply try to get through another night on a cold sidewalk. Kids are part of this crisis too. Families sleep in cars or cramped motels if they're lucky. Some kids do their homework by flashlight in the back seat. Some skip school because they're too tired or embarrassed. They grow up learning how to survive before they ever get to learn how to live. And while the problem is easy to see, the solutions are not. Some people call for more shelters. Others say we need more mental health services or drug treatment centers. Many experts agree that the real answer is simple but hard. Build more affordable housing. Give people a safe place to stay, and many will rebuild their lives. But that takes time, money, and political will. All things that often run out long before the tents do. Communities argue about what to do. Some neighbors push for sweeps to clean up sidewalks. Others set up charities to hand out food, blankets, or hygiene kits. But none of this solves the core problem. People need homes. A tent is not a home. A sidewalk is not a bed. A bucket behind a bush is not a bathroom. If you've ever driven past a tent city and felt uncomfortable, that feeling is valid. It's hard to see human suffering in plain sight. But that feeling shouldn't make us turn away. It should push us to ask, how did this happen in one of the richest countries in the world? How did so many people end up without the most basic thing, a safe place to sleep at night? Some people blame the homeless for their own situation, saying they should just get a job or stop using drugs. But addiction and mental illness are often results of being homeless, not always the cause. Try staying sober when every day is a fight just to survive. Try keeping your mental health together when you sleep with one eye open every night. There are programs that work. Permanent supportive housing for people who need extra help, rapid rehousing to get families back on their feet quickly, and job training programs that include stable housing. But they need funding and public support. They need communities to understand that the tents won't go away until there's somewhere else for people to go. Until then, the crisis grows. More tents appear. More sidewalks become crowded with people who just want a place to exist without being chased away. And the rest of us keep walking by, pretending not to see, or shaking our heads, wondering why no one does anything about it. The truth is, we all have a role to play. We can support local charities that provide food, hygiene, and shelter. We can push leaders to invest in affordable housing instead of just more sweeps. We can talk to our neighbors and remind each other that homelessness isn't just an eyesore. It's a human crisis, and the people living in tents today could be any one of us tomorrow if life took a wrong turn. The tents on our sidewalks are more than just fabric and poles. They are a sign that our system is broken, that the safety net meant to catch people when they fall has too many holes. Until we fix that, until we see the people inside those tents as fellow human beings who deserve better, the rows of tents will keep growing, and the American dream will remain out of reach for too many. Next time you pass by someone living in a tent, remember that they didn't choose this life. No one dreams of living without a toilet, shower, or bed. They dream of what we all dream of: safety, warmth, and a chance to live with dignity. Maybe it's time we stop ignoring the tents and start asking what it would take to make sure no one needs them in the first place.